Sanet. So we are going to spend a little time, and after you can go home, okay? We are going to watch this fight that I told you why the reason to implement this double Hansokumake, that again, we believe that if it happens once, it's not going to happen more because players realize that they have this risk. This is in the, okay, wait a minute. And the protocol that we are thinking about is not complete totally, but the idea is if you have two shields and the referee or the refereeing commission members, they would like to give the third shield for both, perhaps the commission members or the refereeing director or the sport director can tell the referee, please tell both players that they are very close to receive shield for both. That means that they cannot say, oh, I don't, that's clear. After they continue doing nothing, shield, and yesterday Vladimir explained very well how are the consequences, okay? Of course, there is not the same that they are hitting each other, because at that moment they lose all the medals. It's logical, and they can be in a difficult situation after a disciplinary method or whatever. But in this case, we consider as well that it's against the spirit of judo. Not so negative like having a quarrel, but obviously that should be penalized both. This happened, again, in the final of the Grand Slam in Paris 2017. Okay? Watch, and after we make some comments, please. Yeah, put a little like this that we can watch. Yeah. Okay? No, we don't put noise, only the fight. Okay, you watch. Of course, after we'll comment, we continue living. But okay, 4 minutes. Stop one moment. Of course, it will be possible one, the other. So many, let's say, negative situations for one and from the other. That means because both of them blocking, both of them, but no one, let's say, attack for the blue, one attack for the white. In 4 minutes, in a fight, but not real fighting spirit for no one. Yes, you can say, yes, at the beginning it was more negative the Japanese. Yes, at the end, the others only blocking. So, if we take but the real thing is that for 4 minutes, four minutes, in a final, no one of them would like to attack. And this is the point. After now we continue. Let's move. Now, golden score. And watch. This is what it should never finish with golden score, this fight. Of course not. Okay, now they do.
It's also difficult for Mr. Adams, for Neil Adams to commentate this.
Yes. How you can comment?
But you know how he's a good commentator, like, now better.
Now golden score, eh? Look. Imagine that somebody that you don't know bring the family to watch. The children could be appointed to a club, and they say, this is the two best in the world fighting in Paris. Look, almost blocking, no, unbelievable. And of course, the referee now is in panic, looking and watching and saying what is happening. The two judges also in panic, and also us. We to say it's unfair to give to one or to the other. It's totally unfair because both of them are terrible. Look, no one intention to attack, no one intention to throw the opponent. Only blocking, pushing, nothing. Look, 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 look. And of course, here it could be possible to give. But before, yes, but this is not the point. The point is that you cannot win, normally you cannot win a fight without doing nothing at all, you know? And now yes, they don't know what to do. And Hajime, I know, yes, but you should be there, eh? Yes.
15,000 people.
Again, the referee doesn't know what to do right now. Doesn't know. And we were sitting, and sorry, wait a minute. And we said, come on, we must give. But it was not unanimous. Yes, but the other was. What is the problem? If you don't give at the beginning, you don't give to the end. And it's true that in the 2 first minutes, one of them out. But on the other hand, if you do that, some people, as Vladimir said before, are going to use this tactic in order that the other can go out, you know? And this is also not fair, because no one of them has the spirit to fight. This is what we want to deter, because if not, can happen many often that you say, yes, okay, at the first minute, perhaps the Japanese should go out. Or perhaps later on, of course, the blue one should be out. But it's not fair, it's not fair. It's terrible for our sport. Okay, let's continue watching. You see, the lady liked to run from the competition. And I remember, we were with Vladimir at that moment. And Vladimir said, okay, sorry, my mom is calling. Everybody like to receive some call or to some. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was almost the situation. Vladimir.
Continue. Now you look. Now it's coming the end, but look, it's so crazy because you. Okay. Now finish the competition. You will. Okay. Again, like this. Like.
Okay.
Yes. Seven minutes. Past 7 minutes. Nothing. 15,000 people watching plus a lot of people watching on TV. You see? Because, to be honest, it's not a question because it's true, it's not a joke. Mr. Varta was not making the decision. I don't want to take the responsibility, but we decided at that moment that the supervisor, but it's the same. Nobody could do anything, you know, because it was so terrible fight. Only in 7 minutes, more than 7 minutes, only one attack could say something for one from the other. All the negative things, going out, blocking, this position that Vladimir explained about don't allow to that, the unbelievable. And we should have in our hands, in the first 2 minutes, to say, okay, Shido, in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, Shido. Because again, if we are only watching that, yes, but the Japanese at the beginning make something, but we want to fight. And in this case, no one of them like to fight. Only that the other receive a shield. And in this situation, we cannot allow. Imagine this is the final of the Olympic Games. It was the final in Paris. The final in Paris. 2 Olympic medals. Imagine that it happened in Japan. This is a shame for our sport. This is terrible for our sport.
What should have been the result, the final result of that fight?
This,
3 shields?
sorry?
The result should be 3 shields.
Yes.
They both get second
No,
place.
the idea is, but much earlier, the refereeing commission members advise the referee to say, after to ministerio, to say, excuse me, if you continue like this, you both lose the fight. This should be, this is what we are talking. I don't know if we are going to have such a procedure, but the idea, the logical idea is to warn the 2 players to say, you are in the brink of getting both seeders. If they got Hansokumake, they lose, for instance, if it is in the final, like it was, both silver medal, no gold medal.
Is IGF ready to do that?
Yes, yes, it has been decided. It has been decided.
IGF ready in having 4 bronze medals,
No problem.
2 silver medals?
Please, Vladimir is going to explain to you. Of course, we should be ready to that, you know, now that we are going to have, but again, this is not happen very often, but we are going to advise the organizers to have something, or IGF provides something in order to do it. But the reality is that the rule has been adopted, and now the problems that we can face, we can solve. This is clear. But again, Vladi can explain clearly what is going to happen in different situations, depending if it is preliminaries, depending if it is in the semi-finals, depending if it's in the final. Sorry, please, Vladi.
No, sure. The difference now is that we didn't think about these possibilities to penalize them both, you know. And I was against in the beginning. Now I agree, really, I agree. But because, you know, it's impossible to have 4 bronze medals. It's possible to don't have no one, because you cannot have 4 bronze medals. If they are losing in semi-final, they are both 5th. If they are losing in final, they are both 2nd. If they are losing in another semi-final, they are again both 5th. So you can have 4 5th place, but not 4 bronze medals. But this is a detail. It has nothing to do with this. So, and now we have these possibilities, and it would be easy for the referee. She was desperate. Now, no problem.
Yes.
Mate, boom, out. And I agree now with this, really, with this solution, because better to do it now than to finish in Tokyo with this performance. And I mentioned yesterday, the people in Obi-Wan, you know, this is when they mix the signal, you know, they are in panic because they have to show repetition, slow motion. It's a slow motion, like I don't know what to show, you know. The better they are, really, they better show spectators, you know, emotion of this, because it's difficult to find something positive, you know, to present something, and you have 7-8 minutes, and it's really shame.
What you asked Almeida, one moment, when you asked Almeida, it's very interesting to say, what are they? We believe that the people know that there is such a risk, perhaps they are going to think before, you know? So we hope that it's not going to happen very often, because if you know that you are going to lose, no matter how, it's better that you try to attack, okay? At least you put to the opponent in risk to lose. This is one very important point. After, as you are saying, the situation, the practical situations can be adopted, and for instance, in some Grand Slam, it's possible to have 2 medals or 3, two silver medals instead of 1. But this is, again, that we cannot allow that somebody can win without any spirit of judo only because the referee is obliged to give because this and because that. There are some situations where Uke has a good position, don't do anything, the other is very negative, okay, he received 3 seedos or she received 3 seedos, it's okay. But in this situation, from the beginning until the end, no one would like to throw the opponent. No one. Only showing that the other is more negative than the other one. And at the end, as you see, the decision was a disaster. Because perhaps in the 2 first minutes it could be possible to penalize the white one better than the blue one. But at the end, it was terrible. The blue one left the mat 2 times after. So it's not fair for judo. And no one was happy. Okay, so we must cut immediately. Sorry, sir.
Sensei, what I'm going to say, respectfully, I'm going to express it. When I look at this, and I'm not an Olympic level referee, far from it, but I feel by blaming the fighters, I think we are disservicing our group as a referee. I think if this match was managed differently, the way I looked at it, I think it doesn't even need to get to 2 Hansokumake. There's a lot of very clear indication of, as you expressed, or blocking. So I think us as a referee also need to pay attention that don't get ourselves in the position of not giving it.
But to be honest, I agree, as I am telling you, if one is positive and the other is negative, it's logical that you manage very easily. But if both they are negative, how can you manage? It's not fair. Because you say, yes, I can manage differently. What do you mean? You give the third SATO to the white at the beginning or to the blue at the beginning without doing anything at all? This is our problem. Because if you are positive and the other is negative, no problem, everybody understands. But how is this possible here? 7 minutes. But again, we need to have in our hands some tools that in some special circumstances, both of them were nobody tried to move, nobody tried to have a good grip, no one. So yes, you can decide that after 2 minutes 50 seconds, one of them out. But it's not fair for you to either, you know. So you want to say something?
No, I was gonna say a comment like Mohammed is saying, like why we're referees and we're athletes, and these girls, these athletes,
Yeah.
They are trying to do their best, but they didn't.
No, sorry, I disagree totally with you in that. They don't try to do their best. Sorry to say that. When you try to do your best, you have a different attitude, and in my opinion, it's not like this. They are not trying. They are trying to win, but not trying to do their best. Sorry.
But I'm saying, like we've been told, they are the stars.
Yeah.
Not nobody else. They are the ones.
Yeah.
So we have tools to push them to do their best. If we cannot make it, like you guys are trying to get something like to avoid this.
Okay.
But I don't think it's fair for the athletes. Maybe like we got double the points.
Okay.
Double the points.
No.
Rematch.
Okay.
Or a rematch and
let's say-
first thing, like first
Okay.
you're out.
Now, imagine, please, but with all the respect and very friendly. Now we are going to start the fight. You are the referee. Please, every time you see something, you stop the fight and you tell what to do. Okay, start.
I understand. I
No,
was gonna say, like,
but I
maybe a
want,
fourth
no,
Gino
it's
will
not, it's
give
not,
the referee, like,
I
more
want,
room.
again, in a very friendly manner, to say, what is, and perhaps we can have a good feedback as well, but I want you, or some of you to say, now Shido, and now Hansokumake. I would like to know in this fight how to finish. Because if our problem is to say, yes, the players are not guilty. It's true that players do what they want. But obviously, we want a real judo. This is what we want. But again, put the action and you tell me, please, every time, yes?
Before we start, is this how you would have refereed this fight?
Sorry?
Is this how you would have refereed this fight as that referee did? If you were the referee?
No,
Okay.
of course not. But this is not, but the point is, of course not. Of course not. I should finish this fight after 2 minutes, maximum 30 seconds. This is the point. But also the point is that there are some cases, like this one, that taking advantage of only the tactic without any real intention to throw is not fair either, you know? This is our second point. But of course, this, for me, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, one of them out. But Now who? Let me know, please.
Yeah, let me.
No. It's not an examination.
I know.
But what I'm saying is that it can help. No, it can help me, or it can help us as well to understand what it could be better. You understand? This is nothing. No. I want to find. We want to find a solution for the benefit for judo. And if you have some ideas that can help us, it's going to be great, because we want to do something. But what we cannot allow, this is clear, that this fight, after 7 minutes, nobody knowing what to do, the referee in panic, the commission, the judges, everybody, the public saying, what is this? You know, the TV. My goodness, sorry.
One thing is that now we are a little bit more clever than the lady in the middle, you know, because we know all this, what happened during 7 minutes. And the lady, as a normal, I repeat, I'm the referee, but she maybe is thinking positive and optimistic that something is going to happen.
That's okay.
You know?
That's the point.
And this is and she can say, what a pity, in second minutes I could give this.
Also
this
the judges,
you know,
also the refereeing commission members, also the supervisors. Everybody was waiting to say, okay, it's very negative, but something is coming. And that's the point. Okay, let's watch, please. No, sorry. 2 minutes, like a referee. Okay, only, now imagine you are in the middle and you say, and you with freely, you say what you think. And after, please, when he gives some solution, if you agree, say yes. If you disagree, say no. But like this, we share together. Okay.
Right now, she didn't know what.
No, don't worry, please, don't worry. Don't worry. I don't know how to do it either. Okay.
Shido White.
Sorry?
Shido White.
Yes.
Okay, Shido White.
No, one is enough.
But he grabbed the leg. Yeah, he didn't grab the leg. So why is Shido? Shido White again?
Refusal to grip white.
So you give second Shido here, okay?
Third.
Third already?
Yeah.
Stop. Come on. So it's less than 1 minute. It's less. Sorry, it was 40 seconds. Sorry, 35 seconds, and you give 3 Shidos already?
Yeah.
Don't count.
Please. So I heard 3 Shidos. 23 seconds, that means 30, how many?
37 seconds.
37 seconds. A final of the Paris tournament, and you give 3 Shidos? You're dead. Come on, gentlemen. Yes, come on. We are not mechanical referees. Or you tell me that? Okay.
There's a mistake, like she's trying to break with the leg.
Yes,
but
only
she
one
didn't break.
for you,
He
only
said
one.
She didn't grab.
but it was a tactical error from Blue, because if I release, he will get the shit.
Okay.
But that's tactical.
Okay.
So that's not
Okay,
cheating.
yes, please, sir.
In this case of White trying to break the grip using her leg, is it the attempt of doing that?
No, must
Or
be
if it's
with the
successful?
leg. This is what is written, must be with the leg.
But you should
Not
break.
only doing like this. If you think that is grabbing the leg or using the leg, immediately Shido. But if this is not totally, but again, what I'm saying is that we have already, I don't know what the Blue did, but the Blue didn't start attacking every time. And the other in 37 seconds, out in a final of the esto. Come on. Continue doing. Imagine that they have 2 Shidos. Okay, 2 Shidos acceptable. Okay, continue. And the Blue is not blocking?
I think that Shido should be only white. Only white.
So that means that
For me, Shido should be white in that moment.
so already have 2 Shidos is finish the fight. 1 minute. Okay.
No, this is the first one for both. So the first one should be white only at the beginning, I think. That should be Shido,
It will be Shido for blue.
blue.
Of course, he's
Crushing,
blocking
crushing.
and pushing.
Yes,
Come
crushing.
on. Okay, continue. Shido for blue. Look the grip of the blue as well. I mean, he. Okay, again, yes, it could be possible. After 1 minute, one is, but honestly speaking, it's.
I'm sorry, I think at this point, the second Shido to vote was triggering the 8 minutes of doing nothing after.
Sorry?
I think the second Shido to both of them triggered another 7 minutes of doing nothing.
Yes.
That's like my personal opinion. Because if prior to that, Lou was getting 1 Shido for doing that, then she wouldn't have continued. But like just stopping them after like about an hour, right? A minute, and then it feels like an hour.
At that moment, for us, it was more than 1 hour. After 7 minutes, we were like this. No, but okay, I agree with you. Obviously, this is very good example to say it's better to send out one of them. Of course, much better than to continue. But also, it's very important that in our sport, nobody, because the blue one is also very negative with the grip, with the attitude. So, if she knows that like this can win easily, is going to repeat that way of fighting many, many times. Because you are right. They are not guilty because if you allow to do that, they are going to continue doing it. But we must have some tools in our hand to say, okay, this is penalty for this, but the other is also than this. Both are negative and no one of them like to fight. I like to fight. And we are obliged to find, this is a little more guilty. No, this is what I'm saying, that we want to be sure that a final must be a real final. If one wants to fight, the other in 3 Shidos go out. But if both don't want to fight, we should have some possibilities to say, okay, next time, perhaps you both go out, okay? Some questions? Yes?
Have you considered a methodology for informing the players that, hey, this is the situation?
Oh, we are going to, yes, we are going in every throw, we are going to explain clearly that there is this possibility, okay? That there is this possibility. And if two fighters doesn't want to fight, and clear here, they don't want to fight, we have this possibility to do it, okay? But again, for me, it will be easier after 2 minutes or 30 seconds, as you're saying, or 1 minute, okay, to find who is a little more guilty. But it's also destroying our sport, don't forget. Because imagine that next time he's doing the same. And as he is saying, there are clever people that using the rules, without throwing one time, they can be Olympic winners. This is terrible. This is terrible. And if you have this attitude and the other cannot break the, and you say, this time, the Japanese, for instance, I don't care one country or the other, but imagine you say one of them, out. Second time, you do the same, out. Third time, you do the same, and after you are Olympic champion, and no one throwing technique. Because your attitude is not positive. Your tactic can be clever, but not your fighting spirit. And this is very important. We must find solutions, you know. Okay, yes?
What you're saying is very true. These are obviously very skilled players. And they know they're playing with the tactics, because they know that they can get away with it. But if they know the consequences,
that's what I'm saying. They are clever fighters, very skillful fighters, but they must fight. And if they know that there are some consequences, perhaps they are trying to do something more active, you know, or more positive, you know. But again, clearly it was a mistake of all of us in that moment, because again, after 2 minutes or 2 minutes and 30, one of them out. It's much worse to wait for 7 minutes. But I can tell you something, and I finish with that. When we had the meeting, most of the people, well, Vladimir was very sincere, were reluctant to use this possibility of two Hansokumakes simultaneously. And when I present that, I remember that Mr. Yamashita said, "Excuse me, we did it in Japan." What? Yes, we did both because a lack of fighting spirit. Oh my goodness! And after it was some people from the press, and we start, as Almeida said, what the consequences, what happens in the preliminaries, what happens in the final, or don't give a medal. And one of the press guys start saying, "Excuse me, gentlemen, it's much worse to have a golden medal like this than to have 2 silver medals for this fighting spirit." And this, it was true, because if you give a medal after this terrible fight, okay, mistake of the referees, whatever, but after 7 minutes of fight, without no any real attack, and you give a medal, is much worse than to say both out and no gold medal. All right? This is what, yes.
In this fight, one problem was the kumikata of the French girl.
Yes.
Killed the right arm of the Japanese because probably she's very strong, very strong. She killed. So one point is our sport is based on a kumikata. So we must do this to throw the other opponent. So maybe we need to think of some point just to understand how to try to do something to the athletes to the kumikata and try to do something, because probably she studied a lot, the Japanese girl, killed the right arm, because it's very clear that she stopped at the right arm of the Japanese, and the Japanese girl couldn't do anything.
Nothing.
So, but it's our sport, the kumikata, it's a basis. So what we can do just to give the opportunity to her to do something.
Yes, yes.
This is it's also the coaches and coaches. So I know many coaches, they are focusing on defense.
Yeah.
They have opponent, find the opponent, say, be careful of this, be careful of this, be careful of this, and be careful of this, and don't let her this, and don't let him that. It's Lucas Krpalek, the Olympic winner, the 100 kilos. I cannot imagine somebody tells him, don't be afraid of this and don't be afraid of this. He wants to fight.
Yeah.
His spirit, he wants to fight. And if you start to tell him, be careful of this, you destroy his judo. We had a big changes when we canceled repassage.
Yeah.
I had some discussions about this, it was not easy because, some coaches, they want the double repassage and triple repassage and in the group and they want to fight until the midnight, nobody there, but there's no problem. I am here and I will fight. But when the judo start to be product, the people ask us, repassage, what is this? So, this one will fight with that one, and that one will fight with this one. For what? This is like a second chance, my favorite. What a second chance you have. Winner or loser, finish. And in Olympic Games in Beijing, it was like this. First round, second round, third round, semi-final. I mean the interest. The tension and the repassage. And I remember there was nobody, or less than half empty in the repassage time in Beijing Olympic Games. Nobody's interested about it. And when I mentioned Lucas Krpalek, when I was when I was making this big step to cancel this repassage after so many years, I asked Lucas, what's your opinion about repassage? Mr. Barta, when I lose, I want to go home. Champion. So he told me, it's naturally he told me I don't care about any representation. Well, when I go home, so that's but this is a big steps, and so, you know, it's not easy because we are used to go in such a line now.
Very interesting in my country when IGF decide to make not to cancel the double repechage and so on, only quarterfinals. I, as president of my federation, I proposed to do the same in my country. Jesus Christ. It was unbelievable. Everyone, oh, Mr. Barker, you are going to destroy this, because this and that. Unbelievable. Last year we made a study, and if we should have a double repechage, only one could get a bronze medal in the national championships. So that means that if you lose, okay, one bronze medal could happen, but the rest it lose because they are worse than the others. You understand? And sometimes is what we are talking about. You know, okay, the players have the right to play with tactics. The coaches as well, but also we should maintain this principle of attacking or trying to throw the opponent, because otherwise our sport is not going to be interested anymore. So we, as responsible of IGF, we are obliged sometimes to go against the interests of some coaches, of some players, for the benefit of our sport. This is the point. We are not blaming the players, no. We are not blaming the coaches. The coaches and the players play with the rules. That's the reason why we should find logical rules to avoid some situation like this. Because honestly, imagine again, final of the Olympic Games and a lot of fights like this. My goodness. Who is going to love judo when judo is so beautiful that this type of fights are terrible? Okay, again, we think that with your collaboration, with your support, with your good comments, with your ideas, we can go back talking with our colleagues and trying to find some situations that are not so clear. For instance, I remember this situation of Nebata Tachibaza, thanks to some comments of some of you. Second, about what happens about some gripping, about this type of fights, about a lot of things, you know. And step by step, we can create some clear rules, simple ones, in order that the right judo players can leave the mat as winners, okay? Of course, we are going to give the floor to finalize the seminar. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. It has been a fantastic hospitality in Canada, a great pleasure to talk to you and as a group of colleagues and friends. It's our obligation to give you some information, but we are working together, and that's great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kojima. Come.
Yeah, please come with us.
Please come here with us, and we will finish the.
Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a good feeling and good feedback.
Mike Tamura as well, please, gentlemen, came
Mike,
here
please,
to finalize officially the seminar. After Mr. Tonino, I don't know if we have for everybody, but for different groups, after you can make the copies that you want. Okay, so for instance, we can give to the Brazilian group 1 or 2, to the American group as well, to the Canadians, and after you can make hundreds of copies without any problem.
I will handle 1 copy to each country, plus 2 or 3 for Americans, and balance for Canada, and 1 per province. Okay. I'm going to make a copy of it and probably put it on the Judo Canada website access and give to all so people can have access to it. Okay?
Super.
And at the end, we're going to make a picture, a group picture in the back, please. Thank you very much.
So on behalf of Judo Canada, we'd like to thank the IGF and Mr. Barta, Mr. Barkos, Mr. Trilloff for coming to Canada and putting on the seminar. Thank you very much for the countries that did come. I hope you had a good time here in Canada, and we appreciate you coming and supporting us. And from the United States, Robert and your crew, always a pleasure. You guys are brothers in arms with us when it comes to refereeing, and we really, really appreciate the support from USA Judo. So thank you very much. My Canadian family, thank you for supporting the IJF referee seminar. I know that we've had a busy season already, but I thank you for coming across Canada to this event. You do Canada proud when you come and support our event, so thank you.
Thank you. It's all right. So, safe trip home, and we are looking forward again in Canada, USA, in other countries, for the pleasure and the passion of judo. Thank you, guys. It has been great. Bye.
Gracias.
We take a photo, yes? All
Yeah.
of us together. Okay, let's go.